here we have the album cover. So this is the front cover, the inside covers, and the back covers. And basically all I did was I cut my chipboard, I inked around the edges, and then I matted it with a piece of paper that was the same size as the actual cover. Okay. And then on the inside, I put an additional matting on there. So this is 2 mattings. So you see a little bit of black going all the way around on the insides. This piece here and this piece here are for the binding of the book. Okay. So basically what you would do with the book, you would take your cover, make sure you have them the way you want them, and you're going to put them this way. I glued the strip, the spine strip, right onto the back of this, and that's actually going to go like here. Okay. Glue my front covers to the spine piece, and I'm using Fabri-Tac glue. You can use any type of glue. You can use score tape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue. And double check to make sure you're getting the right one. And you want to line it up even to the center spine on that line. So if I would have printed it on the right side, I'd have 2 lines there, so it gave me an idea where to put my spine and my front cover. Now for the chipboard on my actual book this time, I did not use the heavy cardstock, heavy chipboard. I used the back of a paper pad, that cardboard that you get from the back of paper pads. Save those because you could always use them for projects. Okay, now just make sure I don't move. What I like about this glue is that if you get some that seeps out, it literally just crumbles kind of, and you can get it off and there's no residue. I really like that because I'm kind of a messy crafter. And I doubt anybody else, but I certainly am. Okay. Turn around, make sure we didn't move. That's good. Okay. And I'm going to glue this up. Now, if you're using thicker chipboard, you have to really make sure that you crease the side here. I'm not using heavy chipboards. I don't know how important it is, but I'm going to do it anyway. Make sure that that's on there, and then fold it down. It's not an instant tack, so you do have to hold it for a few seconds till it gets a grip. Good. My heater's going to kick on any second now, so I apologize if it gets a little loud. So make sure that's up against here, up against the top of your book. Okay, so now we're going to work on the spine of the book. This is what the pages are going to connect to. Now, in Jenofeve's printable templates, she only has 3 pages. I'm putting 5 in mine. So one will go here, 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 and here. So it's glued together here, here, and here, and what I used was score tape. And then on the back I put 4 strips of score tape on here as well. Then you want to center it up right in between those lines, but even it up between the top and the bottom the best you can. Take some extra time to really get them burnished in. There you go. Now if you're going to embellish your pages a lot, you may not want to put 5 in here. You might want to just stick with the 3. I'm putting the 5 in now. Okay, so that's that. Now, bring back this stack here. And with this stack, what I did is I glued these together, and this is going to live right here. And that's going to be your page. Okay? Now, let me show you really quick. I can figure out what I did with it. Here we go. If you look in the large Keepsake box and mini album printable template bundle by Jenofeve Designs download that she gives you when you purchase from her, you will see that this is the template that I made this. Now, as you can see, here's the difference between her printable template that you print out and you trace, and this one here I made with uploading it into my Cricut. And you can tell the difference in the size. It should be here to here, and mine is here. So it's about a 1/4 inch difference in both directions. This one's a little bit smaller. So as long as you cut everything out from your Cricut or cut everything out and trace from your template, all your pieces will be the same. Now to make this piece here, you're going to cut these 2 ends off. This end gets scored, and then it gets glued onto this piece. So as you can see, this piece has the folded end that is scored. And then I inked up my edges. You don't have to, but I think it just makes it look a little bit neater. Especially when you're doing something that's a vintage look. Now, if you were to actually print this out on your paper, have it printed, you're gonna already get that inky look already. So you wouldn't really have to necessarily re-ink. Now this one here I didn't put together, so I can show you how that works. So here's that one template where I had cut off the edges. Here's the other piece from the template. I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue here. And I just want to line it up real good. Now if you use glue that dries really quick, you have to be really precise and get that on there correctly. That I was going to matte all of these in a solid color. I'm going to show you what I did so far. I glued in all of my signatures, I guess you can call them, except for one, so I'm just going to show you how I did that. You're going to put glue on one side of the spine piece and on the other side of the spine piece. And then you're going to open this up, put that over the spine. I want to even it up with the rest of the pages so it's centered between the top and the bottom. And just press down till the glue adheres. Now, I've watched a ton of different videos of people making different books, and I make journals and photo albums and things like that. And some people use score tape. I have used score tape in the past, but I really don't have a whole lot on me right now, so I'm just using glue, and I have used glue as well, and it holds up just as much as the score tape. So you decide what you want to use, whatever will make it easier, whatever holds best for you. Some glues don't hold real well in the different temperatures depending on where you live. So just keep that in mind when you're putting your book together. All right, so what I did is I had measured this page is 6 3/4 by 4 1/2. So I want to map this out. So I'm going to do 1/4 inch shorter on each side. Now what I'm using, so you know, is for my mats, I'm going to use this really pretty terracotta color, and this is a Brutus Monroe paper, brutusmonroe.com. For the actual album, I'm using this paper pack here called Tattered Time. I had some extra pieces from a couple albums I had made before, so I thought I would make this little album with the extra pieces from that. So right now we're going to mat with this terracotta. And I use this Fiskars precision cutter. I absolutely love this cutter. Okay, I'm back. What I've done so far is that I glued in my mats on a few of the pages. and I glued my belly band in, and I'll show you how to do that. There's another belly band. The pocket I had showed you before. This page I'm not sure what I'm doing with, so I didn't glue my mat down. Here's the pocket this way. And another page I don't know what I'm doing yet, so that's just right there. And this page here, I'm going to do a flip page. This page is where my belly band's going to go. So I'm going to show you where my last belly band will go, and I'll show you how you put that in. So first you want to glue your belly band, the edges here. And I'm using the Aleens tacky glue for this. You could use whichever, but I want it to dry a little quicker. And then you can put this here, you can put it down here, wherever you want. I'm going to put it kind of in the center. Set it down for a couple of seconds till it tacks. And then I'm going to take my mat. I'm going to glue up my mat. And I'm going to slide this in under the belly band. Takes a lot longer than you might think to think out the process of how you want to put your book together. So just take your time. Don't rush too much into matting things, because I'll show you why. With this belly band, I put the belly band on after I put the mat on. So as you can see, those little things will look so much nicer behind the mat, but I already did that. So this one I left to do it the right way, so then you don't see those tabs of the belly band. Okay, so this page here is a little bit more complicated. I had to think about this. So first I'm going to place a magnet here before I put a mat on. Then I'm going to place this mat here with this black piece that basically is the size of my actual signature, scored, and then the leftover from the 8.5 by 11 is this piece here, and I tabbed it in so that way it can go behind the mat like this. So then when you put it in here, you don't see any of that black on the side. So I'm going to glue that in there. Then I'm going to put another mat here. And I'm not sure if I'm putting the next magnet under this mat. You have to remember you're also going to put a photo here, so you want to make sure that you're not putting too much. So in reality, you're going to probably have a couple photos in here before this magnet. So you want to make sure it's still staying. So put that there. So I will put the magnet up here. Okay, so the magnet's going to go in between that one. Then this is going to get matted on here. Okay, with this sticking up from here. All right, and then I'm going to put the last magnet here under the matting of that. So then that's all going to magnet down. Oh, I'm glad I looked at that. This magnet's going to have to go up a little bit further to start out with. So this gets to grab on it. So I'm going to glue those together. Okay, so now I'm going to show you what I've gotten done so far. This is that flip page that I was telling you about. Okay, it's all matted with the magnets. And I'll show you how I do my magnets in a moment. Still have to mat up here. Then I created this page as well. This page just flips up and goes down, and there's a magnet here and a magnet under there so that it just holds shut. And I'm not sure how I'm going to decorate the front yet. But that's plenty of space for a photo here. And you could do some journaling or put smaller photo there. Either way. I'm going to make another one of those over here. So I'm going to show you what I used. I'm going to get back to our book. And this right here is an insert for the envelope. Don't mind my different color paper. For my samples, I just used whatever paper I had. This is the envelope that you can put in the album if you wanted to. I haven't used the envelopes yet, but this is the insert for the envelope, so that actually fits right in here. So this is part of the template as well. But what I want to actually use is just the insert for this. So I'm going to show you what I did to make it a little bit different than you see here. Okay, so if I were to put it on this piece of paper and trace it, it would fit in the album like this. But this here is only not even 4 inches. So you would have to cut down your photo. So I want to be able to make a mat to where the photo can fit right in here. So that's 4.5. So if you had a 4-inch photo, you'd still see a little bit of the border of this terracotta. So in order to do that, what I did is I took the template and I put it up as high as I could go. Centered it the best I could. You can measure if you want. I'm not going to measure. And then I'm going to trace just the top part of this. Then I'm going to flip it around and do the same on the other side. So I want to line it up. Apologize if I'm getting my head in the way. Line it up. And trace around this one. And I'm going to cut it out. So now I want it to fit on the page here, so I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to mark or find the center. This is a Tim Holtz ruler, and it gives you a 0 point here, and then it goes backwards 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 going that way, so you can center it really easy like that. So that's my center. So I want the center part before the folds to be 4 1/4. So I'm going to mark 2 and then 1 notch past the 2 and then 1 notch past the 2 this way. And I'm going to line it up. And I could tell that I'm straight by using the ruler from here. Now I'm going to make a line going across and again over here. Okay. Then I'm going to take my scoreboard, and I use the EK Tool scoreboard, the small one. And I'm going to score where my marks are. You always want to use this a score before you do a fold, so that way your paper don't crack. You can always manipulate paper, I guess you should say. Any way you want, but you have to have a starting point. So if you do a score mark, you don't get all those little cracks on the edge. You want to burnish it down good. Flip it around. Make sure you're even. Burnish that down. Flip it this way. And this way. Okay. So now I'm going to glue this into here. Right. And then I'm going to make another mat. I don't have one. I thought I had one. Oh yes, I do. I do have one. Okay, here's a mat. Mat's going to go here. I'm going to show you how you do the magnets. I use these little tiny thin magnets. I get these online, but you can also get these at like Home Depot. They're really tiny. And then I'm going to take a piece of score tape. Cut just a little piece off. Put it on the magnet. Either side, it doesn't matter. Take the tape off. If I can get the piece of packing off the tape. Okay, good enough. And I'm going to put it up here. That's good. I'm going to take the piece of paper here and grab another magnet. Now I'm just going to drop the magnet where it lays. Grab another piece of tape. Put it on top. And peel that back. Just enough to get it to hold. And then I'm going to flip this down and pick that up. There I have my magnet. Now I'm going to glue this on and then glue this in the book, and then I have that last page. On each flip page I made a black scalloped mat. I ran across the edges with a pen some handmade stitching. Each signature contains a pull-out tag that can be used for journaling or add 4 photos to it. A photo or journaling note can be added on the flip page inside the black panels. Add as many photos or memorabilia into the pockets. The pages created with the envelope inserts have an added pull tab made with paper. either one of these pages, when you attach your photo, you can either attach it with some glue or just drop it in there and let the magnets close it for you. I noticed when I was making this that I believe that it needed an additional magnet to keep it shut. So I had one down the bottom, I added one to the top. Tucked them under the matting before I put the mats on. This way it gave an additional secure way of holding your photos. On the back cover has an eyelet where I added a piece of elastic through and attached it with a tiny safety pin. On the front cover I added an eyelet as well to attach a small button with a piece of ribbon and tied it through, held with another safety pin. Thank you for watching. Give me a like, share, and don't forget to subscribe if you have not already. Hit the little bell so you can be notified whenever I add a new video. All the links of the products I used are listed below.